back to my SimCity 4 Let's Play. We're in the city that I built during the live stream here. And as you can see, not much has changed around here, but there's some new development here, along with the Tesco store. And also some developments here that still have to be beautified. There's no trees or anything around it, which makes it look pretty bland right now. I'm not sure, but you might hear some wind in the background of my recording here. That's because there's a really bad storm going around, so you might hear some of that. We'll start by treeing this area up. I do use the God mode tools for it because I'm just not good enough with the major mode tools. I just ain't good enough at all this detailing. I know some people are really good at it, but yeah, in general I'm really bad at detailing. I like building and I like but I like doing it fast too. I don't really like to spend like a month on one city tile. I like to be able to make big progress, which is why I try to build my cities pretty quick, and therefore, well, I don't really have enough time to do all the detailing. And sometimes I do a little bit, like here these how are they called? I forgot. The concrete walls around here. Just forgot how they are called. Like this, and also just the God mode tools. I really like doing that, but generally I don't really do a lot of detailing in my cities, which you might have noticed already. And now there's some rain going on as well outside. It's really bad weather. I had to use my bicycle to get home from uni today, and it was really bad. There was a lot of wind that I had to paddle against. It was really bad winds, so I was pretty exhausted when I came home. Although it isn't really all that far, but yeah. Oh yeah, this is new. I built this road here to connect that section with here with this. This actually connects to the primary city, the middle city. So yeah, there's an intersection here, and then it overpasses, a natural overpass. I like the look of those, especially in these rural areas, over the STR. And again, a bit of the same problem appears here. Apparently the STR still doesn't have any overpass pieces for roads either, so I had to upgrade it, and since it was pretty close to the border, I just decided to go with it. And so it can be double-sided until it gets into that other city. Oh, actually I don't really like these orange trees, which you already know. Okay, yeah. Oh, brown box, never good. Yeah, and of course it's one of my farms. Okay, great. That's a little embarrassing. Yeah, well, that happens. I mean, I do a lot of lotting, and sometimes I am happy with what I did in the lot, so in the lot editor, and then I put it into my real plugins, but don't really pay attention to the dependencies, because usually I actually have those. My lotting plugins is really just my normal plugins, but without any other lots, so only the dependencies. So usually it actually works, but that looks kind of funny. Okay, usually it works, but sometimes it just messes up. Sometimes there's like one plugin or one custom model that I'm using that I forget to put it in my plugins, or sometimes I just reorganize my normal plugins and then forget to add the buildings that I've lotted into it. Okay, that looks decent. How's this? Actually, let's round off the corners a bit. I always like how that looks. So a little detailing after all. Okay, yeah, more rain in the background. I've noticed that there's been a bit of a discussion going around on the SC4D forums about the karma system that it has, and I haven't really posted much about my opinion, although I did post once very early on in the discussion. A lot of changed a lot of opinions have changed since then, so I thought maybe it would be interesting to voice my personal opinion about it a little, while no, that doesn't look good. I mean, the farm is about the size of the entire plot. That doesn't look good at all. Yeah, maybe you've read my post back then. It actually says that I'm really fond of how the system works right now. Right now it's mainly just staff members and a few recognized members who get the ability to give karma points to other people. And some people have suggested to expand this to have it used to be in a situation where everyone could give karma points to everyone. And actually I wasn't around on the site back then. I joined a few days actually after all that happened. But eventually Gironi decided to abolish that system because there was a lot of abuse, I think. Well, people giving karma points for pretty stupid reasons mainly. So he decided to stop that, and since then actually it has been admin only, I think, or staff only. And it has been a lot quieter since then, and that's actually one of the things that people that annoyed people a bit, because a lot of members actually got a lot of karma points back when the karma points were still free to give for everyone. So some people got like, I don't know, 60 karma points back then, and it has been, and some people are complaining that it's a little unfair compared to people who never had the chance to earn that many karma points since then. But I really don't think that's a good reason to change the karma points completely, or as some people have suggested, actually abolishing or removing all the karma points that were given to people before the karma change. Because when you do that, you actually acknowledge that the karma point system is just a way, an achievement like kind of thing, like it's not at all a competition. It's not meant to be a competition, but if you do this now, you do make it look as if it is a competition, and that's just untrue. I mean, it has to be. It's a rewarding thing to get. It makes you feel really good. I remember when I got my first karma points, I was just really happy. But yeah, it doesn't. You can't really make it into a competition. Then it just becomes a lot harder to manage, also for the staff. And I mean, I do have quite a few karma points, which were all gathered after the karma point change, but I never really fought to get any karma points. I mean, if you create content just to get the karma points, you're just not doing it right. I mean, I was producing content and doing stuff for the community because I liked the community and because it just felt rewarding, and giving something back was gave me a much better feeling actually than just getting these karma points. Although I can't deny that it was a nice kind of recognition for what I did. I mean, I think, I'm not sure, my main source of karma points was actually the plugin lists that I did back, well, almost a year ago, I think, or maybe even 2 years ago. I did a lot of lists of all kinds of plugins, and I know that gave me quite a few karma points. But really, I mean, I didn't create those just for the karma, not at all actually, because I just needed those lists for myself. I wanted to know what the community was all about and what kind of uploads were available at all times, because I'm just, well, I wouldn't say addicted, but I just like using custom content, and then it just became useful for me to have those. And when I finished them, I realized other people could use them as well. So I decided to post them, and I mean, I got a few karma points for that, but it never became any sort of competition. it just shouldn't be. What kind of system are you going for then? And I'm afraid that will happen when you open it up to everyone again, or even to more people than it has today. Because there's still, I mean, I'm afraid of some kind of groups or, well, individuals who are just going to farm or ask people just to give them karma points for every, I don't know, major diary update or new upload to, or a new bat, or I don't know what. And that just isn't always a good reason. I mean, in my opinion, karma points should be very, well, not very rare, but in a way rare anyway. You shouldn't be able to get them every day, because then that feeling that I talked about before of recognition and of happiness when you actually get one, you just lose it, because it becomes such a normal and all-day feeling. It loses all of its value that I think it actually has, but only an emotional value, not an actual competition value to it. Actually, let's add some trees. And, well, I know there just has been a lot of talk about how, well, not just SimCity 4 websites, but websites in general keep active and keep their audience or the people watching. Well, not really watching, but the people following the websites. And that's actually a very good question, and in my opinion it's mainly, especially for SimCity 4 related websites, but I think in most game related websites in general, it's about custom content, because that's what makes the game different. Imagine if SimCity just didn't have any opportunity to make custom lots or bots or bats or maps for it, I don't know what. It just wouldn't exist anymore. Well, technically it would exist, but I don't think anyone or only a very, very small portion of people would actually still play it. Because it just becomes, well, yeah, kind of a repetition after a while. Every game has that. I mean, if you look at popular games back then, which I actually never played, like, I don't know, Skyrim for example, I think that was pretty popular. But even now, I've seen many people just taking their times modding the game, and that's what keeps it new. And you get all kinds of games. You get, I think, new modern interpretations of Skyrim and all that stuff. That just keeps a game alive, and that's also, I think, what keeps a website related to that game alive. Because people just want to. People who are into custom content will just want to download it, and where better than on a website that actually has good custom content. Okay, come on, now grow. Okay, good. Fine by me. How's this looking? Let's see. Decent enough. This squad is actually full now. Hadn't noticed. Looks pretty good right here. Although I would like to fill these up. These, oh, some lag here, sorry. Ha, now we're getting these guys again. Okay, fine. And I mean, there has been a lot of, well, not maybe a lot, but there has been some talk about the activity of SimCity 4 websites, and it seems that from the statistics that activity is declining on most of those sites, and that I can't say that really worries me. I think it is a logical thing. I mean, I think SimCity was released in 2003. I think, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's about 9 years ago by now, almost 10. So it just makes sense to have that kind of evolution in the game, where just less and less people still play it. A lot of the people who were really active when SimCity 4 Devotion started, I wouldn't say they don't care about the game anymore, not at all. But they've lost some of their interest in it, and that's not even surprising. I mean, I lost interest too for a while, and actually doing these YouTube movies got a lot of my interest back, because it allows me to do something original in a way with how I play the game. It's something new, both I think for most of the viewers, and for myself as well. I mean, it feels really cool to do something different with the game. I was so used to how I played it and how I did major diaries and all that things. So unemployment. Got to fix that. We could, in theory, have some industry here. Yeah, might as well. This doesn't look good anyway. Got some heavy industrial here. Okay, what was I talking about? Yeah, I mean, it's a normal. This grew fast. I'll keep it. It's a normal evolution in all games and all websites that after a while the interest does decline a little. But in the talking about SimCity 4 Devotion in particular, and I say this as a personal opinion, not at all as a staff member, is that the decline in activity does have somewhat to do with the activity on the, like I said, on the custom content area there. A lot of the people who were regular uploaders to the LAX, the lot exchange, became a lot less active, like me. I mean, I posted a few lots there as well. And that doesn't help the way the community, because the website becomes less and less interesting to other people to actively watch, because if they're only looking for custom content, they just don't find much new every day. I mean, they might check every once in a week, because I know there will be some new things by then, but not daily anymore, because they just know there won't be much of interesting new that day. I mean, there has been some activity, and a lot of people have uploaded things to the LAX, especially while I was away. I mean, a lot of these farms here by G Myers. I know Giraffe has done a lot of things that have been uploaded. Also a lot of maps by mainly Dub Driver, I think, which most of them look really good. I just don't use them because I'm used to using building on flat area. Otherwise I would definitely use them, because there's some real beauties along in his maps. But I've tried to I have posted some suggestions, mostly in private though, about how the LAX could become more active, which I think have been around in discussion for a little while now. And one of them, the most viable thing to do, is actually to extend or to have more LAX scrutineers. Those are the people who test out new LAX submissions by placing them in game and testing them out, just seeing if they work correctly, and sometimes to see if they actually have a readme and that kind of stuff. Which I would like to see that extended. Although I have to say, partly that's the fact there's not a lot of leg scrutineering going on right now, or when I posted that suggestion, which is quite a while ago by now, is because I myself became a lot less active in that department. And when I suggested to do that, I suggested to have all the SC4D subscriptors, so the people who donated to the website, to keep it alive, because websites do cost a lot of money to keep up, especially high traffic websites like SimCity for Devotion, would actually get access to some sort of test exchange where all the new leg submissions would go on, and then they would have access to that. So basically it would give them a way to test new releases early, while actually, well, you can't really force them to give their commentary or bug reports or whatever. But it would I think help, because the more people test things, the less likely it is that issues turn up later, which has happened with the normal scrutineering system. I mean, I have made mistakes in my lots as well. I think one of my uploads actually is a set of floating ships, which were supposed to include a floating shark that jumps out of the ground, a really big shark, with that is eating, I think, a few people on a live, on a kind of, how do you call it, a floating tire kind of thing. So the shark is eating those. It was supposed to have that in it, but it just didn't. Somehow that just slipped. And yeah, so these mistakes happen. I mean, everyone makes those. But having a more a bigger group of people testing these, a bit like how the NAM associates work. There's a pretty large group of NAM associates, although I'm not really sure how many people actually help testing. I'm sure a few of them are also inactive, same for the leg scrutineers. Okay, a fire, come on. Where is this? Well, yeah, the fire is here, but where are the firemen? Where are you guys? Guys! Okay, they're here. Oh, good. Just in time. Wouldn't want this entire industrial area to... Now, why does this happen? I mean, these guys are definitely pumping out water, but these guys are just... what can we do? We're just waiting here. Instead of helping? No. Oh. Apparently we can build the University of Clayhurst. Well, we already have one of those, so not going to go for it here. Especially since this quad is supposed to have a lot of agriculture for now. Yeah. So basically my suggestion would be to extend leg scrutineering to all SC4D subscriptors, or those that are willing to. I mean, can't force them, like I said. And that would speed up the testing times, which would make the leg scrutineering process, which from what I've heard can be quite, how to say this, not really annoying, but disappointing in a way at times, because it can take quite a while for a lot to get tested. And then when it gets tested and actually has some flaws in it, you have to do it all over again. Well, not all over it, but you have to change things. And then wait again until it is approved. And that can be, well, annoying for people. And actually extending it to subscriptors or other people who are volunteering for it would definitely reduce those times. I mean, instead of taking a week to test one lot, it could just take maybe 2 days if everyone cooperates a bit. So that's a suggestion that has been hanging around, and I know there was some support for it from the other staff members back then, but it just hasn't happened because it would mean a rather, not really radical, but still a pretty big change to how it works. And it would require some new, not really infrastructure, but new website kind of things to be developed, which I know is really hard to do and takes a while. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I have no idea how far or if they've even started to incorporate anything quite like it. I mean, it doesn't have to be. I know there has been discussion about it. Same for the karma situation, which I think is really unfortunate because it just doesn't. It doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's a discussion. It's a discussion about one thing that is available on SimCity 4 Devotion. Why did I remove those? And it's a nice discussion. I mean, if you look at the thread, there never were any big words or anything. Everyone was really polite, and it's a good discussion. It's always good to have a discussion with the people who actively use the website. I mean, I'm sure everyone will agree to that. But I mean, I just don't think that changing the system would add much to the way people experience SimCity 4 Devotion. It's just, and turning it into a competition will just give people the impression that we're just a bunch of competitive guys and gals who by chance happen to be playing SimCity 4. I mean, I personally, I'm not a competitive person at all. I mean, I'd rather avoid going into any kind of competition. I mean, I don't, both in real life as in on computer related things. In real life, I don't think I've ever really did any kind of competitions. I remember when there was some talks a while ago, I think maybe I think it is almost 10 years ago by now, that my parents were actually thinking of subscribing me to a chess club. But I just didn't want to. I mean, back then even I just felt I wasn't a competitive person and I just wouldn't enjoy it. Because it is a competitive thing to do. And I just found, why would I do that? It's competitive. It's just boring. Well, not really boring, but I didn't want to be to have to compete with other people. I would like to play chess. I mean, I like playing chess still, but just not on a competitive. Seriously, is this thing in fire again? Jeez, guys, get some. I hope you have good insurance over there. Okay, guess we'll have to place one of those. No. Okay, I can live with that. Do you have any place for it? We do. We do. We do. Fine. Looks kinda nice. I don't think I've placed this one ever before. Looks kinda cool. Better than I expected actually. It didn't look that good from the icon. I mean, this looks much better than it looks in the icon. I like it. Okay, this should prevent any more fires from happening. Oh, what is this? Ooh, stage 7. Nice. That looks cool. Oh yes, that looks really nice. I like it. Don't think I've ever seen this one before actually. Yeah, I think someone commented on that I just don't seem to know my plugins very well. And I think he might be right. I don't. I have so much stuff that after a while I just forget what I have. Especially since it has been, before I started recording these videos, it has been such a long time since I last played the game. I just don't remember. It just has been too long. So then you get situations like these where I think, what's this? I've never seen it before. Okay. Oh yeah, I have had some ideas, some inspiration about lotting. It's been even longer since than I haven't played SimCity. I actually haven't lotted for even longer. And I actually had some inspiration while I was actually traveling to uni today by bike. I had the inspiration to create some new farming related lots, some new agriculture. I don't think I've ever released, so I've made a lot of farming related things, but I never released any of it. But that aside, I've been thinking of making some lots related to cattle. I mean, well, sheep, cows, that kind of stuff. And maybe pigs too. Or, I don't know, turkeys or chickens. And actually having a kind of farm lot. I'm not sure if I can really show it. Not really, I think. A farm lot that grows with it, a custom one, that has many prop families on it. Within those prop families is maybe one sheep and, I don't know, 20 blank props. So 1 in a 20 chance it will actually have a sheep on it, and the other chance just none. And then build a set of lots of fences that you can build around the farm as it grew. So if you have sheep props over here and over here, you can just use those park lots, I guess they would be, with fences around, so you wouldn't get the impression that all the sheep are just randomly roaming around the entire city. So you could just place the fences around here and have them look nice. So that way the sheep would look as if they are contained, although of course these lots at the side wouldn't really be functional. They would just be park lots or, I don't know, monuments, or I don't know. Actually I think, yeah, these, the farm lots here, are water. I don't know really why. I think it's just to have them in a different menu. I know I would really enjoy such a thing because it doesn't really exist any right now. I don't think many people have done it. I mean, I know some people. I think Yestar has done ploppables. I'm not sure if I have them. Has done ploppable sheep or cows, I think too, which I actually could just reuse and put them on the lots that actually grow. So it would, those, oh yeah, these, like these. Not sure where they would fit though. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, imagine if these are those lots, they would look like. Okay, maybe not, they're not plopping. Here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you had, like, this would be not entirely empty, but mostly empty. Actually, I could use some tree or cactus or whatever as well, once in a while, so the lots wouldn't look that barren, but just very empty and fit for a few cows to actually spawn. So say here and a few other cows, like this one here, a brown cow, and one over here and whatever. And then have fences all around here. And a farm building, of course, that grew in the middle, or even a few versions that don't really have a farm building, because here in Belgium, I'm not sure how the situation is in the US and stuff, but in Belgium you usually see dairy or cow pens that just don't belong immediately to a farm building. You just have fences and there's cows, and once in a while the farmer just gets them from the farm, gets them from their pen and to the farm. If they're cows for meat, that just isn't a problem. They can just stay on the pen most of the time, and when it's time for slaughter or when it's winter, they can take them back to the farm and put them in a shed. Well, not really a shed. How is this called? A barn. Yeah. So I think that would be cool to have. I think I'll get working on it actually. I'm really excited about it. Okay, yeah, I hope you're excited as I was during this episode. I mean, it was really fun for me. It might have been a bit rambling a bit about, well, all that kind of stuff. I hope maybe I can give you a nice overview to end here. Not really. Yeah, we have those unemployment issues. I will have to fix those, maybe build some more farms and industrial. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, although it may have been me rambling quite a bit. But yeah, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed.